Hi everyone, you join me not in the flight briefing room today, but in the van, because I'm on my way back to Flylight. Flylight's at Sywell Aerodrome, so it's a little bit of drive from where I live. The wing's on top, the PeaBee's on the trailer on the back, and I'm going there for a couple of days. In that time, they're going to do a couple of modifications to my machine, not because anything's wrong, but it's just something Ben wants to try on my machine. So anyway, let's get on with the journey, and I'll join you back at Flylight.
Sywell, information, PB1, radio check and taxi for local.
PB1, understand you're going off the grass.
A firm between 05 and 21.
Right, your taxi and report lined up. QNH 1023, QFE 1008.
1023, and we'll report lining up, PB1.
So radio from Golf Foxtrot 22, requesting radio check on 122705.
Foxtrot 22, follow the PB1 to report lined up, runway 23, QNH 1023.
1023, follow the other PB, Golf Foxtrot 22. Okay, pre-departure checks, helmets and harnesses secure, instruments have been reset, fuel sufficient and Tiggy is running, awareness and runway, controls full and free. Yep, ready for departure.
PB1's ready for departure from this point.
PB1, take off your discretion, surface wind at 280 degrees 6 knots.
Roger PB1, and if possible I'd like to do a quick orbit and do a fly past the tower.
Roger.
PB1.
Golf Delta Alpha approaching the overhead.
Golf Delta Alpha, thank you.
That's a correction, Golf Delta Alpha, we're just approaching the 80Z boundary as requested.
Golf Delta Alpha, thank you, report turning in the overhead.
Golf Foxtrot 22, PB2 is ready for departure, following PB1.
Roger, take off your discretion, with him in sight, surface wind 290 degrees 6.
Take with discretion, copy the wind, Golf Foxtrot 22. Well, we've got Ben Ashman just ahead of me. Hey, there's Ben. So we've agreed that Ben will formate on me because I'm the less experienced pilot in this environment. He's been flying Flexwings for many a year. So Ben's done a mod to change the hang point. It's moved the hang point further forward, which gives me a faster trim speed. And I'm hands off, doing over 40 miles an hour. So that is brilliant. I'm doing 5,500 RPM at over 40 miles an hour. That is fantastic. Still looking for engine outfields if required, and they all look pretty waterlogged. I think I would stop really quickly. Yeah. Parallax might not show it, but that's 40, that's 45, and it is sitting way, comfortably way above, at neutral trim. What a glorious day for a fly. Yeah, the bar sits a lot closer to me than it did before. And there's Ben. He's on the right play. Ben's one of those pilots that just lives and breathes aviation. But it's just so fantastic to be out flying. Flying with the designer of my aircraft.
The discretion 290 degrees 8 knots.
Hands off over 40 mile an hour. And that's just the way the camera turning me. Loving it, absolutely loving it. That is fantastic, the amount of speed difference. One thing I have noticed with flying the PeaBee is I've kind of got my right hand able to do things. There's no throttle in it, I'm not holding something continuously. Ben's just indicated we're going to fly around Pittsburgh Reservoir and then we're going to rejoin. So it's going to be a fantastic local flight. Just glad to be up.
Right-hand circuit, QFE 1009.
21 right-hand circuit 1009, and we'll be running the circuit in about 6 minutes.
PeaBee1, so overhead Pittsburgh inbound for rejoin.
PeaBee1 Roger, 21 right-hand circuit, you can land on 23, QFE is 1009.
23 at 1009, PeaBee1.
Golf Foxtrot 22 over Pittsburgh requesting rejoin.
Foxtrot 22, Roger, runway news is 21 right-hand, QFE 1009, if you join the 21 right-hand circuit, and you can land on 23 or just out of it.
1009, 23 right hand, copy that information, Golf Foxtrot 22.
PeaBee1 in the overhead descending dead side for initially 21 and offset to 23.
PeaBee1 Roger. Aircraft about to depart 21 right.
Visual with the aircraft, PeaBee1.
Golf Foxtrot 22 in the overhead from runway 23 right hand, following PeaBee1.
Golf Foxtrot 22 Roger.
PeaBee1's now turned for base for 23.
PeaBee1 Roger, runway 23, land your discretion, 280 degrees, 10 knots.
Roger, PeaBee1.
Golf Foxtrot 22, final 23, visual on ahead.
Golf Foxtrot 22, land your discretion, service wind 280 degrees, 8 knots.
2808, Golf Foxtrot 22.
Copy the bug. And so Golf Papa India Charlie X-ray.
Golf Papa India Charlie X-ray, sound information.
Papa India Charlie X-ray, flexing microlights and Flylight, pressing taxi, local flight, 1 plus on board, captain.
That was brilliant, I so enjoyed that.
Golf November Tango, runway 21 right, land your discretion, 280 degrees, 8 knots.
I did ready, runway 21 Golf Tango.
Hi everyone, so this is the last day here at Flylight and I'm so impressed with the wing modification that Flylight have done to my wing, and to bring the video to sort of a close, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to introduce Ben Ashman to actually talk through what the wing modification is, what he's done to do it and what the benefits are, and if there are any drawbacks.
Well, this This is the keel tube, which is basically the heart of the wing. This is a hang bracket. This has to be set up so that essentially this governs what we call the hands-off trim speed of the aircraft. If you take your hands off, the aircraft will trim at a specific speed. If you move the hang bracket forwards, it will trim at a faster speed. If you move it backwards, it will trim at a slower speed. We are constrained by the geometry of other items here. This is the control frame top, the king post top, and this will limit how far forwards we can move. What we had to do with the existing wing was we've had to change the geometry around without having to drill extra holes into the keel, or with some limited holes, which we've put out onto the ends of the keel rather than drilling into the centre. So essentially we don't really want to be drilling extra holes into the keel at this point, as it will substantially weaken the keel. The trick that we managed to do is we've actually moved the keel tube forwards by 40 millimeters, and it's quite simply by chopping 40 millimeter off the front end and applying it to the rear end. On the rear, we drilled a new hole 40 millimeters rearwards and moved the rigging wires back. And on the front hole, we drilled a new hole, this hole here, to take this pin 40 millimeters back. Technically it sounds very easy and simple to do. There are one or two other considerations, that inside this keel tube there is quite a bit of internal sleeving which we need for strength. This had to be unriveted and slid appropriately backwards to accommodate the new holes.
So Ben, is this actually an option that you can ask for from Flylight, and either it will come as a standard option, or is it going to be only for those that require it?
This modification will be available from Flylight. It's not going to be one that you can do yourself, so therefore Flylight, we would insist that Flylight carry out this modification.
Ben and I flew the aircraft having had the modifications done yesterday, and I was quite impressed because I've flown it before on the normal setting and I've flown it with, and I had an airspeed indicator indicating speeds on both settings. Yesterday I was getting over 40 miles an hour hands off, and I wasn't getting anywhere near that, so it's almost added 10 miles an hour extra speed. Now I need a few more flights just to do some verifications, but even at just these standard settings it was giving me so much more speed with this. What I'd like to know from Ben is are there any secondary implications of having that trim change, either at the lower end or any handling qualities that may change? So Ben, are there actually any issues with this side of the modification?
Essentially, because all we're doing is altering the mid-range of the flight envelope of the aircraft, i.e. the slow speed stays exactly the same and the maximum speed stays exactly the same. That's constrained by the base bar, how far you can move the base bar forwards for slow speed and how far you can bring it back for fast speed. Where the bar sits in the middle is determined by where you move the hang point, and that's for what we call the hands-off trim position. So in other words, if you let go, the bar will float into a specific position which is relative to the airspeed of the aircraft. What we've done is we've moved, by moving the hang bracket forwards, we've essentially just brought the base bar back slightly so that we're now flying at a faster speed. Originally the speed would be around about 33 to 35 miles per hour depending on the loading that you would be putting in the aircraft. Now we're flying at about 7 to 10 miles per hour faster. So you will be having a speed in excess of 40 miles per hour as a hands-off speed. We still have available though 2 more settings up on the keels, so we can move the hang bracket back so that we can actually make the hands-off trim speed a little bit slower. So if you want to go thermaling or soaring where you're wanting to fly on the back side of the polar curve, in other words the slower side and slower airspeed for better sink rate, you can just move the hang bracket back slightly. It makes it more comfortable. You don't have to be pushing the bar forwards. But if you're wanting to go cruising and flying bigger distances and flying at a faster speed for longer periods of time, you now move the hang bracket forwards and you don't have to pull in so much, and you can maintain a good 40 mile per hour airspeed.
So this will bring the video to a close. I can't wait to be getting my my PeaBee back home and start getting on some real big cross countries now that I haven't got to keep pulling the bar in for that natural trim speed. I can relax into flight and start getting some distance. So Ben, thank you so much for your time, and let's get the PeaBees flying on cross countries. So until next time everybody, fly safe.